And we're going to watch this absolutely just disgusting move by Davante Adams first for this touchdown. That is just, yeah, filthy. And then we're going to kind of talk about what this is. So it's Adams off the line. Jukes that man next week. Easy touchdown. All right, so what are they doing? So we got a little insight into this play. So Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee this week, as he always does, and kind of talked about this play a little bit. So how this is going to look, to me, this looks like a mirrored smash. So you've got kind of in cutters, breakers, blah, 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 blah. And you've got here. And they're going to umbrella this coverage a little bit. And so it's going to look different. But basically this looks like, I think MVS is running a post there. So what this looks like is, what this ends up being, essentially, it looks like mirrored smash. And with a mirrored concept, what you're doing is you're basically looking at the pre-snap, looking at the coverage, looking at the deep stuff, looking at all of that, and you're saying, which side do I like better? So it's a full field concept, but it's the same concept on both sides, but it's a half field read, because you're deciding before you throw the ball, before the ball is snapped, I like the coverage over here better. And you know what you're getting. I like the coverage over here better, which means I like that. Okay, I like that, which means this is smash. This is a two-man concept. I'm working this guy right here. What's he doing? Makes the read simpler. The ball can come out quicker, and on timing, stuff like that, that's what you need. So it also gives you, if something changes over here, if the picture changes, if you're looking left and the picture changes because, oh, I don't know, like let's say this guy like moves and flies over the top or something like that, then that would tell you, okay, then I've got more room over here. So it's just an easy way to simplify that. Now, according to Rodgers, this was a move that this was a double move that Davante was going to make. What it looks like is, my guess is, because they're attacking, it looks like they drop him back. We'll say a single high safety right here, kind of offset to the trip side, so he's on the strength of the formation. And you're attacking that guy. That's how this looks. So if in a follow slant, so we're going to walk through this, in a follow slant or a follow post, what you're doing is you're reading this first guy, and if that's not there, you run the follow. So what you're hoping would be MVS goes, he takes the safety with him, and if the safety goes with him, that means there's no one in the middle of the field. You get Davante gets inside leverage on that guy, and then runs over the top. And with that safety, color him out, that safety is now over here, we'll say, with MVS. That means you've got a window, basically where that guy used to be, because then you've got the defender over here. So inside leverage, going like that, safety's been pulled over. That's what you're doing with a follow post. Now what ends up being is, that's the wrong color. What ends up being, as we all know, like I said, is kind of like a mirrored smash, which is its own thing, and I went through that on another video, so I don't need to go through that here as far as all of that stuff. But that's how it ends up looking. And again, you got the post there. And MVS, I think, just breaks the guy down, basically. Says, okay, whichever way you're going, I'm going to go the opposite way. Because it sounds like Rodgers did not expect him to do that. Or maybe he did expect that route. It was not entirely clear, and this was supposed to be mirrored smash all along. But there you go. We just talked about two concepts real quick. So now we'll look at how this works out. Okay, so now if this was a follow post, let's say this was a follow post. It's working perfectly right there. That's awful. I think I have a circle on this. I have a circle on this. Here, we'll try this. There we go. There we go. So right there, he's moving. That guy's moving over, which means if this was going to be the follow post, that there would be room right there, because Davante could get inside leverage on that guy. What ends up doing is that man bites real hard. And so then Adams, again, maybe this was the plan all along, takes the corner, and away we go. Rodgers, there's pressure on his face, so Rodgers kind of floats it up, gets driven into the dirt by Everson Griffin, but still ends up, tossing it up well enough for a touchdown. So we'll kind of look at it from this side as well, and we'll kind of look at the pressure that they brought. And Rodgers kind of knew this was coming. Well, you never know what you're going to get with Zimmer, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 guys, and he's empty. So he already knows they've got one more than we can block. So this ball needs to get out. With where Griffin is and how this all shakes out, again, we're going to kind of look at this in real time because I've not really looked at this. You've got this, slide, block that man in front of you, block that man in front of you. What you want to do, you need to block up all the guys in the middle. Neither of these guys is a free rusher. You don't want any of these 3 guys, really these 4 guys, because that's the closest line to the quarterback. These 2 guys on the edge have the furthest to go. So if those guys have furthest to go, like if one of those guys has got to be free, one of them does, those are the guys we want. We need to block this stuff up front. So you have slant, slant, slant. This needs to be covered because he can't come over here, and so that's just how the protection is going to break down. So Rodgers knows if all these guys come, even if they don't, basically it's this matchup here. It's Nyman on I think that's Kendricks there. If this doesn't get blocked, or even if he drops off, Nyman likely cannot drop back, because then Nyman would have to drop back and pick up Griffin there, which is a nearly impossible task. Like, he's not doing that. So we know that Griffin's going to be the man off the edge. Rodgers knows that. Can't block him unless Griffin drops off into flat coverage, which is not going to happen. And you can see there, I just paused it. Rodgers tries to call a timeout because he sees, okay, that Griffin's then man. I don't want to face Everson Griffin kind of bearing down on me. Tries to call timeout. Ball snapped. As Rodgers talked about, he brings that foot down. He brings that second foot down. That was the silent count. You can see it there. He's trying to call a timeout. Patrick is looking under his legs. He sees that as the silent snap count and snaps it. Comes up. Rodgers catches the ball. Griffin is the free man off the edge. Rodgers kind of says terrible things under his breath. All of this is blocked up really, really nice. All of this blocked up exactly as it should be. And then, as we discussed, Griffin is as designed, because someone had to be the free man off the edge. He's got the furthest route to go to Rodgers. Rodgers sees him, buys a little bit of time, chucks that sucker up, comes down to Adams. Really, really nice recognition from Rodgers after being, kind of hurried into that with knowing Griffin's coming off the edge. Tremendous route by Adams. And again, I'm not sure if that concept was supposed to be mirrored smash or whether that's follow post, but either way, it worked out and ended up in an absolutely disgusting route and a nice touchdown.